In this lecture, we talk about the hydrological cycle, the water cycle. And then there's some motivation in part A of this lecture. I talk about water as a critical element of the climate system, as an essential element for all life forms on Earth, and the role that water plays for humans. So how do we use water? In the second part, I discuss the water cycle. I look at the Earth's water reservoirs and water fluxes on Earth. Okay. I discuss global E minus P distributions, evaporation minus precipitation. And I discuss how the atmosphere creates deserts, the circulation of the atmosphere, how it creates deserts. And then the last part, I conclude this lecture with a discussion of the runoff ratio, snow cover depths, and continental runoff. All right. So that's all important stuff. It gives you the basic information that you need to know if you look at future changes of the hydrological cycle under the effect of global warming. All right, let's start with an introduction. Water is an absolutely critical element of the climate system. Okay, it's the only substance to exist as a solid, liquid, and gas in normal terrestrial conditions. And in each of these forms, it plays a role in the climate system. Okay, as in the form of water vapor, it is a dominant greenhouse gas, and it's leading the greenhouse effect on Earth, the natural greenhouse effect, which creates a relatively warm atmosphere. Okay. As clouds or ice and snow, it contributes to the albedo effect, which is actually a cooling effect. Okay. In terms of seawater, it acts as a CO2 buffer. What that means that at the moment, under the effect of anthropogenic greenhouse gas emissions, the oceans have actually taken up a significant amount of that greenhouse gas, okay, of CO2, has ended up in the oceans. All right. So now water is the essential element for all life forms on Earth. Okay, it's essential for photosynthesis in terrestrial systems. Without that, there would be no photosynthesis. It's the main constituent of fluids of all known living organisms, in which it acts as a solvent. It's vital for all known forms of life, despite not providing food, energy, or organic micronutrients. Okay, I just want to give you one more example, and we're looking at lakes. Okay, ice has a lower density than water. Ice floats at the surface of lakes. Ice formation in lakes insulates the water below, preventing it from freezing solid. So without this protection, most aquatic organisms residing in lakes would perish during the winter. Good. So the role it plays for humans. Let's talk about economy. And water plays an important role in the world's economy, and approximately 70% of the fresh water used by humans goes to agriculture. Okay, 70% of the water we use goes to agriculture. Okay, it also indeed supports fishing and transport activity, leisure activities, and it's used as a solvent. widely used in industrial processes, cooking, washing, gardening, and toilet flushing. And the overuse of water resources has led to groundwater depletion in some regions. Desalination plant technology has been developed in some countries to meet the high freshwater demand. Again, the human use of water resources can be expressed as a water footprint. Okay, you could learn from this discussion how interlinked or how big the role of water is in not only for humans but for the entire food web. Okay, so this already concludes the first part of this lecture.